Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The reflection, Suhi Mahalla Panjwa, Grih Vas Gur Keena, How Kar Ki Nar, Das Dasi Har Dini Patar. Patar, the beloved husband. So here in this Sabad, the all-knowing, the inside dweller is a beloved husband. And the individual is the bride. So the opening stanza says that the Guru, Grih, this household, the household has been brought under control. Grih Vas Gur Keena, by the Guru. How Kar Ki Nar. Now I am the mistress of the house. Das Dasi Kardini Batar. The husband has made the 10 faculties, senses, my maidservants. Sagal Samagri Main Kar Ki Jodi. Aas Payasi Pirko Lodi. So I've gathered all the provisions of my household, and now I yearn and long for my husband. So the house, Kar, traditionally understood as the inner core, the heart. It embodies the inner life, where the 10 maidservants are Das Dasi, the active faculties. So you begin as a divided household. The bride, her senses, her impulses, fears, and her ambitions, they're all pulling her in their own direction. That is a common experience that we all have. We imagine ourselves to be the ones in control, but in reality, we are being pushed around by what we see, by what we hear, what we remember, and anticipation of fear. So what does the Guru do? Grih Vas Gur Keena. The Guru orders the household. It brings it to a coherent order. And the individual then becomes the true mistress of the house. This does not mean that the ego has achieved some greater control. It means that the ego is no longer dispersed among these competing impulses. The ego is now illuminated by the Guru. And now it seeks to coordinate all the inner faculties around one orientation. So the seeking is now moving towards one orientation. So we know that when we are attached with moho, the senses command the mind. Now the mind is commanding the senses. This is the first movement of grace, where the ego or the mind now longs for the beloved to come. In the Rahau, Kavan kahan gun kant pyare, Kavan kahan gun kant pyare, which quality, which virtue of yours, meaning my beloved husband, Kant, can I speak of? I can't, because my beloved is Sugal Sarup Dayal Murare, consummately wise and beautiful in presence, but beyond my comprehension. So the husband is not some external alpha male. It is the all-knowing whole, the self, that is being encountered here as the beloved. If you recall, we had spoken about quality, vadiyai. It is that same quality that is being spoken of. What is being said is that the finite me cannot enumerate or exhaust the infinite quality. So that's what's being said. The finite cannot figure out what is beyond limitations. And then in the second stanza, the Guru says, Sat sigar pao anjan paya. I have made truth my bridal ornament. Sat, which is another word for this persistent whole, and applied pao, reverent awe, as the collyrium of my eyes. Amrit naam tambol mukh khaya. And the beetle, this used to be the culture. Cultured people chewed on the beetle leaf for, among other reasons, an air, a mouth freshener. And so the mouth freshener is the immortal naam, Amrit naam, tambol mukh khaya, kangan bastra gehne bane suhave. My bracelets, my garments and ornaments, these are all features of the body-mind. Tan sab sukh pave, ja pir kar aya. Blessed that the beloved has returned home. Pao as anjan. So, what does that do? It changes the very appearance and clarity of the eyes. The world is seen differently. There is no other. And you don't think of yourself as being the center of the universe. Naam is not something you just repeat. It is something you chew, taste, absorb, assimilate, and it enters your very breath, purifies your breath and consciousness. So the mouth, the beetle, the nutmeg, is no longer the stench of self-display or complaint or injury. It's now carrying that quality of the one. And that is tan sab sukh pave. Tan, a word for the bride as well as for blessed. Both apply here. Gun kaman kar kant rijhaya. By making virtues, by embodying virtues, I delighted my husband. Vas Gur Keena gur param chukaya. I won over him completely. Gur param chukaya, the Guru, as we said, has ordered my house and removed my delusions. Sab ke ucha mandar mera. What I discovered was that my inner mansion was the highest indeed. Sab kaman tyagi priyo pritam pyara. I have essentially given up attraction to the pleasures of the world. The bride is saying that she has used qualities to win her husband over, and now the only spell that delights the beloved is that quality. Vas Gur Keena and sab kaman tyagi. So this is now the totality of intimacy. Everything else doesn't matter. Pragatya sur jyot ujyara. Pragatya sur, the sun has risen. and the radiance of its light has appeared. Sage vichhai, sard apara, I have prepared the nuptial bed with boundless faith. Navarang lal sage Ravana aya, and now the Lal, the beloved, has come to ravish that bridal bed. Jana Nanak pir tahna mil sukh paya. And that is how Nanak has found peace. So the sun arising is spiritual illumination. The bed is the heart, prepared through faith by bringing the senses together. And Navarang Lal, the beloved, whose love is perpetually fresh and new. So it doesn't mean that the whole is being illuminated. No. The all-knowing beloved was never in darkness. The sun is arising within the ego mind. And that is what is causing it to see the beloved for what it is. So that is the movement. Because the beloved is always Navarang Lal. So the husband here is the all-knowing creator, creative. Every faculty that the bride has, which are being brought together, are arising within the beloved. The beloved knows the disorder and possibility of her household. He operates through the Guru to bring it into alignment. So, and he's already present before she begins to seek him. You see, this is the irony and this is the paradox. And yet he is also the beloved, that he may be longed for. He is the beloved so that its quality can be embodied. He is the beloved in that he may bring us delight. It is the beloved so that it can be welcomed home. And he's the beloved that can be held in intimacy. None of these expressions reduce the whole to a human husband. They are disclosing ultimate reality, meaning that it is not just structurally constitutive, but it is relationally available to us. While nothing exists outside of this existential matrix, the language of the beloved tells us that this matrix, this whole, can be trusted, loved, welcomed, and experienced as intimately present. So the one who constitutes and knows the entire household is the same one whom the bride experiences as the most intimate beloved. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.